Good afternoon on this beautifully sunny but brisk Wisconsin day. I had a buyer consultation yesterday, and the buyer asked some really good questions. They're interviewing 3 agents. But I got off the call and I was like, if I were hiring an agent, which I can't say that I would want to sell my own house, honestly. The questions that I would ask would probably be a little different than what this person asked. What I think most people ask when they're hiring an agent are more in relation to what I like to call vanity metrics than like really getting into if that agent is good, like really good and capable of negotiating for you and like navigating you through this huge transaction, or if they just have like bells and whistles and look at me, I'm a great agent kind of thing. So let's get into it. Okay, so first things first, I think a lot of people are inclined to ask, like, how much business did you do last year? This is 1000% a vanity metric, because depending on how the agent answers it, it doesn't actually shed light on if they're capable of like really protecting your, asset and your investment, or if they just, have a really strong network, or if they, work with investors or things like that. So there's 2 ways to answer this question. One is based on gross sales, so like $20 million or $12 million or whatever. The second one is based on units or volume. So I sold 100 houses last year, things like that. Both of which at the surface are vanity metrics because they don't actually go deep into who your client is, how did you sell those homes, and what kind of deals were they. So a $20 million producer is great, right? Sounds amazing. Full disclosure, they didn't make $20 million. They just sold $20 million worth of homes. But that actually means nothing if, you need to go deeper to really understand what that means. Of those sales, whether it's 100 homes or 20 million, how many of them did or did not have home inspections? Were your buyers inclined, did a lot of them have appraisals? Were they cash offers? And those questions, going a little bit deeper, shed light on how hard did that agent have to work to get those deals, those offers accepted, if they were buyers. And then on the listing side, what was the average price point of those homes? If they're $1.5 million homes, it's like 2 transactions a month, maybe less. Or were they investors? 100 homes with investors could mean 2 parcels of 50 homes and that's it. So while both of those vanity metrics sound great in the beginning, like, I'm a $20 million producer, or, I sold 100 homes. But if you go deeper, you need to learn, like, how skilled the agent was in either getting their buyer's offers accepted or earning the listing and bringing buyers to that listing. So you need to ask kind of deeper questions. The other question that a lot of people ask when they're interviewing an agent is, how long have you been in the business? And this is absolutely a vanity metric, because a lot of agents will say 20 years, and those are the agents that still have no idea how to use tech to market homes. They don't know, a lot of them don't use, HD photographers. Some of them are great, mind you. Some of them are my own mentors. But just longevity in the business does not equate to a highly skilled agent. On the flip side, somebody could say that they've been in the business 1 or 2 years, and it seems like, okay, they haven't done any transactions really, but if they have a mentor that is highly skilled and runs their business at a really high level, and can help hold their hand through transactions and things like that, it's kind of like you're getting a 2 for 1. So even though they're a new agent, it doesn't mean that they're necessarily lack the skill. And like 20-year veterans, I did a deal a couple years ago with somebody that reminded me at every interaction that she had been in the business for more than 20 years. And I pulled her numbers because I'm just that kind of person. And she averaged 2 deals a year for 20 years. So I had sold actually more homes and done more transactions than she had, despite being in the business 20 years. And I only, at the time, had been in business 3 years. So again, that longevity doesn't really tell the story of skill. And you want to look at skill and value because this is your asset. So, moral of the story is, although those questions seem to paint a picture of success or not, like, oh my God, this this person's been sold 20 million last year and they've been in the business for, 5 years or whatever. But if the $20 million means that, their average listing is 2 million and they just have a great, very successful network, and all of their buyers had waived inspections and waived appraisals and waived financing, the skill that it took for that agent to actually do that business was almost nil, especially in this market. Versus somebody that said, I sold 5 or 6 million, and every single buyer had a home inspection, and every deal made it to the closing table and stuff. That actually took a lot more skill and means that value prop might actually be higher for that agent. So go deeper in those questions to really understand how good your agent is.